Welcome to Equestrian Fitness for the Long Ride with the Sweaty Equestrian. I'm personal trainer and endurance rider Tamara Baysinger, and I'm here to help you ride stronger in a day and longer in your life. Welcome back, rider. I am still living in the land of wildfire smoke. It's actually gotten worse. I haven't ridden in days because the air quality is just too bad. I don't feel like I should even take them out for a light stroll. So here I sit at my desk, wishing that I too could be a little more physically active, but I am sort of battling some headaches and fogginess and lung stuff, all because of this air quality. So I am actually hoping that after I drive through some really bad fire areas that are going on in Jordan Valley on my way to Tevis, that I will eventually break through into a few days worth of clean air. Hopefully, not just for my sake, but especially for the horses and riders at Tevis, we will actually be breathing clean air down there. And I haven't heard anything to the contrary. So fingers crossed. Anyway, before we get started on today's episode, I want to give you a heads up. You are going to be seeing a shift in this podcast over the next few episodes and ongoing. I want to talk more about endurance riding. You all know that I am an endurance rider who helps riders with their fitness for endurance and other types of riding. And I've been focused for a while on the fitness piece. That is not going away. That is a great passion of mine and always will be. But my passion for endurance is just too deep to ignore. I have things to say about it. It is where my head and heart dwell, right alongside the fitness piece. I know a lot of you are also distance riders or interested in distance riding or distance riding adjacent. So hopefully this will resonate with you too. I'm going to talk more next week about that, what that shift is going to look like and how you can get involved. But I wanted to give you a heads up now so that you're not surprised. Anyway, speaking of endurance, the endurance world is abuzz with Tevis fever right now. As I record this, I leave tomorrow to go down and crew for the ride. I'm crewing for Lindsay Fisher, who won the Hagen Cup, I think it was in 2019 on Monk. She is riding her mare Special P, better known as Biscuit, this year. Really nice mare who's had the last few years off, being a mama. And now she is back on the trail. So all the fingers are crossed that they have a fabulous ride. And by the time you hear this, we'll have been back and there will be a whole fresh crop of Tevis ride stories and photos out there. Maybe the furor will be dying down a little bit by the time this releases. But if you are one of those people, and I hear so many saying someday I want to ride Tevis. I want to talk to you today. Maybe that's you, and maybe you are in a similar boat, but a little different. Maybe it's not Tevis. Maybe you're looking at doing your first 50 someday, your first limited distance ride someday, your first intro ride. And that's your someday goal right now. I am talking to you, and here's why. I don't want you to get stuck here in the wishing and dreaming. I see it way too often. I hear the same people year after year saying someday, someday. Now, some of them are trying really hard to get there and stuff keeps getting in their way. That does happen. But I'm talking to those of you who are saying someday and you're getting in your own way. You see, the thing about endurance riding is that it's a lot more about endurance than it is about riding. And I want to talk about getting past that hurdle of someday. As I was thinking about this topic, there's a person who came to mind. She's one of the members of the Sweaty Equestrian. Her name is Jamathiel Morse. If you are in the Northwest endurance riding scene, you probably know Jamie. And she is a perfect example of someone with a big someday who is doing something about it. Maybe you read her blog. It's called On the Loose, or her Facebook page is On the Loose with Tarma. Tarma is her mare, her challenging mare, and they have a goal to ride Tevis in 2027. Now, that's quite a ways out yet, and she has had this goal for a while before now. But why I am bringing Jamie up is that she is one of those people who doesn't just have the someday, she has a path between today and someday. Every time I look at her feed, every time I read her blog, every time she posts something on our crew area page for members of the Sweaty Equestrian, she is doing something that is moving her in the direction of where she wants to be. She's taking dressage lessons with Tarma so that they can move better together. She is practicing with different types of hoof protection and what's going to work for those glue-on shoes. She is working to lean out and get strong so that she can support her horse on these really long, challenging rides. On top of that, of course, she is doing endurance conditioning with Tarma, and she's competing in endurance. And like I said, this is at least a 2-year process. That's just from the beginning of my awareness of her journey about a little over a year ago, up until her hopeful 2027 entry. Chances are it was already in process before I knew about it. And depending on how 2027 goes, I mean, reality isn't always what we hope for. Maybe her Tevis entry will be even farther out. But I'll tell you what, I have so much respect for Jamie's commitment to the small daily steps, each of which is almost inconsequential on its own. But together, those steps are the way over the mountain. See, the trick to this, in anything really, it's not just endurance riding. This is important for anything from getting a degree to writing a book to building a business to getting yourself fit to riding Tevis, whatever it is. We have to balance the hugeness of the dream with those mundane, everyday actions that it takes to get us there. You have to do the things you don't want to do. Sometimes you have to get up early or forgo the crappy fast food in favor of something that's better for you. Maybe you have to ride at night or when it's hot. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to wear the dang sweaty sports bra and do one more thing in the barn before you let yourself come in because you have to get that piece of information or that horse taken care of in a certain way so that you can keep moving forward. You also have to accept setbacks as part of the process. Maybe you're going to get hurt. Maybe you're going to struggle with getting fit. In fact, that is why the Sweaty Equestrian exists, because I help riders who want to get fit so that they can chase these goals. You have to actually look at, face, and address your problems instead of ignoring them and hoping they'll go away. You know, if you keep having hoof abscesses popping up like I did last year, we've got to figure out why that's happening. What's going on? We made some nutritional changes in my case. We can't just ignore that. If we've got a little sore back issue and it only shows up sometimes, if you want the big goal, you can't ignore that. You have to do something about it. And also, it doesn't have to be a slog. You have to remember not to just bounce from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. Stop, take a breath, celebrate your wins along the way. Above all, what I want you to take away from this episode today is take action. I think about, for my day job, I work in higher education, legal compliance, blah, blah, not very exciting, but, it pays the bills. And I often talk to people who say, I'm in my mid-40s. I wish I'd gotten my bachelor's degree when I was much younger, but I didn't. I got married, had a family, whatever. And now it takes 4 years still to get that degree. And by then, I'm going to be 50. Well, so what, I say? So what? You're going to be 50 in 4 years regardless. You're going to be 50 if you have the degree, and you're going to be 50 if you don't have the degree. So why not get the degree? The same goes for our riding goals. Whether it's Tevis or something completely different, the same goes for your personal fitness goals. These things don't happen fast. Sorry, they just don't. It's more about endurance than about riding, right? These things don't happen fast, but if we never start, and if we don't keep starting over and over again, day by day, they're not going to happen at all. And that is not what I want for you. So today I have a little bit of mental homework. Maybe it's more emotional homework. Identify your big goal. You probably already know what that is, but put it into words. And then, here's the homework part. Take one action that moves you toward it. In fact, do this. Shoot me a message. If you get my newsletter, hit reply on any of my emails. That message will come to me. Hit me up through a private message on the Facebook page. Shoot me a message and tell me, what is your goal? What action are you taking today? And if you want, let me know what I can do to help you ride stronger in a day and longer in your life. Want to get more sweaty? Subscribe to my newsletter at thesweatyequestrian.com/newsletter. And remember, you have what it takes to be a full athletic partner for your horse. Saddle up strong.